In this lesson, we'll explore the potential of the read CSV method. While importing data from imperfect text files, you will be regularly encountering all sorts of problems. Therefore, it is good to know how to take advantage of more of the capabilities of the read CSV method, since they can help you solve such issues with ease. Say you are not interested in importing all 15 columns from our lending company's CSV file. Instead, you would like to only use the string ID, location, and region columns. And you'd also like to assign string ID as an index of your data frame. Pandas can help you elegantly solve this task. We'll store our data in a new variable, location data, and use our already familiar pandas read CSV method. What you can do is take advantage of the useCalls parameter, assigning to it a list whose elements are the column names of interest. We said we are interested in the string ID, location, and region columns. Therefore, in the brackets, we have to write their names as strings and separate them with commas. After that, we want to indicate string IDs as our index. Remember, we can do that by assigning string ID as an argument of the index call parameter. An easy way to check our progress is to use the head method on the data frame. As we execute this cell, we can see the names of the chosen columns at the top of the newly obtained data frame. Just as we expected, right? Great! Now, let's turn our attention to the following two parameters of the read CSV method, sep and delimiter. We can see from the documentation that Pandas treats these parameters as synonyms. Trying to understand the very exact way in which they function is beyond our interest, though. Nonetheless, we would still like to quickly explain how they can help us import data in a better way. Consider a CSV file where every record has been stored on a different row. The catch is that the data values of each record have been collected in a single column, similar to the situation we saw when working with CSV files in Microsoft Excel. Should we decide to import the CSV file in the usual way, without assigning values to any parameters, we'll obtain a data frame composed of a single column, containing the automatically provided default integer index. That's not what we would like to do, though. We can see the values of each line have been separated by a comma, so we could take advantage of this while chasing the desired result. As we already discussed, whether we use the sep or the delimiter parameter will make no difference for the read CSV method. However, you are probably wondering how Python can deal with such type of peculiarities while reading a text file. We don't need to elaborate too much. However, we still need to shed a bit more light on a few key concepts. As a piece of general knowledge, it is good to remember that Python has actually been built on top of the C programming language. As a consequence, Python has its own parsing engine. It is more feature complete and usually can detect the separator used in the text file whose data you'd like to import. As pointed in the documentation, this happens automatically with the help of the built-in sniffer tool. In fact, parsers are a bit of a separate topic we won't be diving into. Despite that, if you know how they work, you may choose a different parser and achieve the desired result. Unfortunately, upon this execution, we went with the default parser and it has delivered a suboptimal result. Therefore, we need to help it out a bit. So, while importing the same text file, we can pass a sep argument to it with a value of \comma. We need the backslash because we've been dealing with the raw string. Otherwise, just a comma between single quotes would have done the job. Then, you must specify that you'd like to use the Python engine. If you skip that, you will get a warning that the Python engine will be applied in this case. See? So, let's add it to our code. Excellent. We now have a data frame much like the one we initially wanted. The only unexpected imperfection we observe is that every row has been treated as a string. The quotes on both sides of each row indicate this. We've dedicated a separate topic on how to solve this problem. So, for the moment, please disregard this issue and focus on the fact that the data has been organized into columns properly, which is what we are actually aiming for, right? To prove Python treats the sep and delimiter parameters identically, try to import the same dataset by assigning the \comma symbol to delimiter, not sep. Will this work? Yes, 100%. Great. The key takeaway from this lesson is the following. In general, feel free to try out different parameters when trying to import the data from your original text file. Be brave, and if you don't happen to nail the correct separator from the first time, just experiment with other options, or by adding or removing a backslash. Alternatively, you can just read the warning messages that appear, or go online for extra information, although there's no guarantee that what you obtain there will be correct. Sooner or later, you will figure out how to bring your data frame into a state that is ready for the next phase, which is data cleaning. Put in different words, there are perhaps hundreds of other ways to set up a dataset in Jupyter. Nevertheless, we are sure that you are now able to easily handle every new update or specific tool in Pandas for importing data from text files. Thank you for watching.